He and Mary were both severely beaten, and John was beaten to death. The trio had long since fled, but they were actually caught incredibly fast.
I thought they looked in there though. So he went when he
They
went back to get his...
visually looked, but it was up there. We don't have time to talk about this. And
we
yes,
don't
I've
have
heard
time to
that.
unpack that right now.
Both women had been beaten so badly that even the local emergency staff who knew these women couldn't tell them apart. He was caught peeking in windows of women. It was so bad that they actually canceled Halloween. And she goes, I should tell you, I'm an RCMP officer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coast Files, your podcast for ocean mysteries and true crime. I'm Chantal.
I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Megan.
Hello.
Happy
What's your
Friday.
name again? Megan?
Megan.
Nagam.
Okay.
Well, that's how it is backwards.
Yeah.
And when I was in Spanish, I chose the name Marcela as my Spanish name.
I
I was-
cannot for the life of me remember mine.
I was Sophie.
Oh.
In French.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm like, that's not a Spanish name.
Oh, sorry. That's
Maybe it
I
is.
was just thinking of like how in French class we also did that. And we
The
picked
only
French names.
French I know comes to me in the moment where I'll be like, I don't know. Now, see, I can't think of it. It has to be in
Je
the
ne sais
moment.
pas.
See,
Yeah.
exactly. Je ne sais quoi, je ne sais pas, je
Yeah.
voudrais un baguette.
C'est la vie.
Pain au chocolat. That's the only word.
Oh, that's
you
very
need.
important.
Yeah.
But then most of
Words.
my stuff comes back to Spanish. Okay, we're on a bit of a time crunch, so we're gonna just.
Yes, because I'm seeing the Fantastic Four tonight. We'll see if it's good.
That's very exciting. I got invited to actually go
Yes.
see that tonight as well, but I was like,
You chose us?
You chose
well,
us,
it's,
and I
it's actually after. It
kind
would
of
be at
chose
like 9
both.
o'clock. But
Oh,
I,
well,
9 o'clock
normally it's
movies
like
are
our
too
date
late for
night
me now.
is Friday night, so it's,
Yes.
I was like,
So
Well, then
you're
take Vadim.
spending date night with us first. I love it.
first, yes, my date night starts with you guys
Perfect.
Yeah.
and ends with my boyfriend.
Well, I'm gonna really set the mood with this. Story.
Perfect. I can't wait.
So, if you're from the East Coast of Canada, maybe even the East Coast of the United States, especially on the border, you may have heard of this case. Chantel, you didn't mention anything. I don't think you know about this, which is ironic.
It's one of those things that's like maybe as you're telling it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm not always good with remembering like names of things, you know.
Okay.
I
It's
know
just-
the name, but I don't know. Maybe I've heard some of the details before, but
So, kind of like Lindsay, I knew a little bit about this. And this just filled in some gaps. And my God. Okay. So, let's just jump in.
Okay.
On June 21st, 1986, so before we were all graced on this earth,
yes,
the summer day had come to an end in a small town called Black River Bridge, New Brunswick. The Glendenning couple were closing up their convenience store for the night, and the elderly John and Mary had owned the store for decades in the sleepy town, and this was just a completely normal day. Don't they always start like that? It's never like, I had the
In a
craziest
quiet
day,
town
and then
where nothing ever bad ever happens.
I think I actually say that very soon. Yes.
Of course, another trope.
So they were getting ready for bed, and unbeknownst to them, 3 men had been casing their house and the store, and they had cut the power to the home and prepared to break in and rob them of cash and valuables, especially get their hands on the safe. And safes will come
God.
up a couple times in this. Catching the couple off guard, there was a struggle, and the 66-year-old John Glendenning fought like hell with these men. But it was 3-on-1. John did not stand a chance. He and Mary were both severely beaten, and John was beaten to death.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
Mary, who again, in her 60s, was sexually assaulted
Oh.
and left for dead, but she was alive.
Wow.
I actually
Okay.
found her obituary. I think she passed away in like 2013 or 2015. She had a very
Oh my
nice long life, but it even mentioned
Wow.
her husband in the obit, and I was like, wow.
Yeah,
it's
the
just...
trauma from that probably
Jesus.
really messed with her for the rest of
And
her
also,
life.
as East Coast Canadians, we don't talk about feelings. We just shove that down. So I'm sure that everyone was
Speak to
well
us, you can go.
adjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So amazingly, when she came to, she was able to call police. And the dispatch operator stayed on the phone with her until help arrived. The trio had long since fled, but they were actually caught incredibly fast. I'm not going to go into too much detail because the story is like insane. But I think one person called in a tip and said basically it's like Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and asshole. Like and said it's these guys. And they're like, okay. So the group consisted of Todd Matchett, Scott Curtis, who were a couple of older teens. I think I may say it later. They were like 19 and 20, or 18 and 19. And they hadn't really amounted to much at this point. And spoiler alert, they don't ever really.
Yeah.
And the third person was Allan Joseph Legere. So Lindsay recognized the name. Does that name sound familiar to you?
I thought it was
Mm-mm.
Legere, but yeah.
Legere? Sorry, French.
Probably.
Yes, it is Legere. 1,000% it's Legere. He was a 38-year-old man who had earned the moniker the Monster of the Miramichi.
So,
Yes, I've
Oh,
heard this
wow.
nickname.
Like,
oh,
you guys.
I think my mom has told me about this before. She mentioned like that her friend had told her something about this.
Because your mom lives in New
Oh,
Brunswick.
yeah, I know. Like,
And
probably.
Lives basically near
Yeah.
Miramichi. Like,
And you
that's
did
where
that
her
ghost
job
story
is.
from Miramichi.
Yeah.
And also it could seem confusing. So the Miramichi is an area, and then eventually they named a town Miramichi. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of little towns, and they're all within like a 20-minute to an hour drive from each other. But it's on the Miramichi River, so that area
Yes.
was called the Miramichi. But there's a town Miramichi, just in case
It's
there's
like
anyone.
New York and New York.
Mhm.
Right? Except on a much smaller scale, obviously. Allan Joseph Legere, thanks, Lindsay, was born on February 13th, 1948, in Chatham, New Brunswick, which is in the Miramichi area. When he was a young boy, his father had set off to find work out of town and just didn't come home. So that's nice.
Okay.
You know things are
Huh.
going to start out good when right away it's like,
When
oh,
it's a broken
no.
home.
Yeah, child was abandoned.
Oh, it gets worse. He and his younger brother were teased at school for not having a father around. Like, what the
Aw.
fuck? Now, this is a monster, this man, but like, guys, you're going
Yeah.
to tease a kid because his dad left? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I
not saying
mean,
you
kids
turned
are...
him into the monster, but you didn't help.
That's actually a theme. That is a
Yeah.
theme. So Legere and his brother were extremely close. It was kind of like two against the world sort of thing.
Mhm.
And just after he had graduated high school, his younger brother was struck and killed by a car. This was kind of like the major life event that just set him off down this incredibly violent and destructive path. Because really, he was facing the world as if no one cared about him, no one loved him, everyone made fun of him, they were all against him. So he was just angry, very angry, and hurt people,
And sorry, was
and
his brother older or younger?
younger.
Okay.
So Legere graduates high school, and then his younger brother died right around the same time.
Wow.
His mother, mother of the year, also
Oh,
began to
no.
verbally assault him and claim that the wrong brother died.
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Again, we can feel bad for the teenager.
Yeah.
This is horrendous.
Every human has a story, no matter what they end up doing. Every
Yeah.
person does have a story.
Like, I know we're going to get to terrible stuff, but I'm feeling
We're
like
feeling
kinda
bad
for him at this point.
We're feeling bad for the 18-year-old.
Listen, it's like when they did that whole
Yes.
Dahmer series, a lot of people were upset for them humanizing Dahmer in a certain way, but he grew up in a very fucked up way. So, and
Yeah, but
it just
it-
kind of goes to show that, like, I mean, these people are grown. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily always
Mhm.
inherent. It's like there are a lot of circumstances that happen that cause them to be this way. That doesn't
Mhm.
excuse anything that
No,
they did.
Because you always know
Right.
right from wrong. Like, that. But
Mhm.
I think that also context is
But
key.
things happen that you can switch
Yeah.
off that right and wrong.
But it's
Yeah.
important to know how these things progress so that way you can
Yes.
try to prevent them. Like, if
So-
you notice it happening to someone else, like,
Be that
how do we-
weirdo that calls like CPS, and be that weirdo that talks to
Mhm.
people at school
yeah,
if you notice
report
something.
child abuse and
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
know,
God, they never did back then.
No, I have
Mhm.
to hope it's better. But so as I had said just a few seconds ago, he grew up for years and years having his kind of mother feel against him, his schoolmates against him, the world against him. It's kind of how he felt, especially just his community. Small town,
Very small.
as you walk past, everyone's kind of like whispering. So that's kind of how he felt. So he thought the best way to take care of that was to put all of his hurt and anger onto others. And it
Mhm.
started like not innocent, but it started kind of like low stakes. He was committing petty crimes, theft, breaking and entering, which is like not petty. That's actually quite scary. But it was kind of like
Mhm.
no one's home, go into the garage, steal tools, steal money. You know, like it was. He wasn't hurting people yet, but
Mhm.
that would change. So don't worry
But
about
yeah,
that.
that's normally how it starts.
So
Yeah.
as he got better and better at thievery, because he used to be like shit and he would get caught and he would get the shit kicked out of him. And so he was like, yeah, fuck you guys. And he would just keep doing it. But he got better and better. And weirdly enough, this actually gave him confidence. Like, oh, now I'm this like super stealth cat burglar. The confidence encouraged him to go to the gym where he was getting ripped. And then he started beating up literally everyone just for fun. Like the violence
God.
that this man is capable of, I will not say was, he's alive, is insane. And we will get to it. And it's so incredibly sad. So that's kind of where we are. He also had some odd jobs like selling cars. Imagine buying a car from Allan Legere and been like, I bought a car off that psycho. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I put some
now,
money into his pocket through.
oh God.
Mm.
I'd like tip him like, please don't fucking kill me.
Mhm.
So now 1986, he's 38
And I'd be
years
like, what's
old,
in the trunk?
Good
uh,
question.
weights and rope. Don't ask.
Oh.
Mm.
Stuff to set fires.
Oh,
Probably.
okay. We'll get
So
to that, I'm sure.
we have 38-year-old Legere teaming up with other losers, the 19 and 20-year-old, and they commit this horrific rape, murder, and the attempted murder of Mary. And at this case, they were all caught very soon. Like I said, a tip came in. And it's like, look at
Mhm.
these three guys. All men were charged with murder and assault and sentenced to life in prison. As we know in Canada, that is basically meaningless. But that's for a whole. We should actually cover our justice system one
Yeah.
day because maybe it's not like the States is so bad in other
Yeah.
ways, and ours is just so like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
we could
well,
honestly, we
don't
could
do
do
it
that
again.
as a
you know,
group episode where
please.
I do the states stuff since I'm here and you guys
Mm.
get into
That's a great way to
Canada.
get really terrified of our justice system. So, yes, though.
Yeah.
Question. Did
Yes.
they, and maybe you'll tell us later, and if you do, just tell me you'll tell us later.
Hmm?
Did they know that they left her alive?
No, they left her for
Okay.
dead.
Okay. Got
Like
you.
she was so badly beaten, like she
They
was
were like,
barely
there's no
holding on.
way
Yeah,
she's going to
exactly.
survive. Okay.
But good question. No, that like they intended to kill both,
Okay.
and that's the end. So he participated in this one horrible crime. He got caught, and he remains in prison to this day.
Okay. I feel
Obviously
like
not.
Yeah,
the
I
end.
think you're
No, it's not
lying.
true. Yeah.
And
Got-
15-minute.
gotcha! Special thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Trevor.
So that was in June of 1986. They're in prison doing prison things like getting beat up, beating up, trading cigarettes for phone time. I don't know. I'm too green. I have no idea. So not too long after this, on May 3rd, 1989, Legere was continuously complaining of likely an ear infection, a really bad one. He was getting them a lot. The present doctor confirmed as much, but the infection was so persistent even after medication, and I think it was over the span of like a year. They said, you're a piece of shit, but we do need to
We
take
have
care
to
of
give you
you.
medical care. Yeah.
So we're gonna drive to Moncton. It's about 2 hours away, maybe a little bit less. And Moncton, by the way, is not the capital. That's Fredericton, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I always want to say it's the biggest city. Anyway, it's the biggest city in.
Yeah, it's like the first
New
city you
Brunswick.
get to when you enter New Brunswick from Nova Scotia.
Yes, as we know from long car rides.
Yes.
So he was sent to a specialist 2 hours away in Moncton, and the guards went to collect him from his cell. They performed a full body cavity search, which is important. Starts head to the van, but Legere goes, "Oh no, I forgot to change out of my slippers, and I forgot my crossword puzzle book." So they let him go by
By
himself.
himself?
By himself. They're like, "We're gonna wait for you here. You run back to your cell." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He shuffles off in his slippers. He's not gone for long, but he comes back. He has his sneakers on. He has his puzzle book. And I think I mentioned this. He actually had a couple, it says cigars and some and cigarettes and others. So they're prisons.
Maybe like
cigarettes.
little cigarellos.
Something like that.
Okay.
So then the group heads off. Legere is in handcuffs. He's in this like chest, like a leather chest. Think like Hannibal Lecter. Like he's
Okay.
literally he's strapped in, guys. He's walking, but he's chained up every which way. Get in the van, they go. Once we're at the hospital, Legere, it's a long van ride. I have a
Mhm.
small bladder. He says I have to use the bathroom. So I have the name of the hospital somewhere. I didn't think that was that important. But essentially where they are, you have the main nurses station, and the
Mhm.
first bathroom, the closest bathroom, is just like a small single bathroom. So it's not stalls. It's just open the door, bathroom. So he can't go anywhere. There's no windows. It's the interior of this hospital. So they think, yeah, no problem. Go on in. So he goes into the bathroom, and one guard goes to the desk to start filling out the intake forms.
Mhm.
The other guard is next to the bathroom door, and then all of a sudden Legere pokes his head out and says, "Can you guys get me some toilet paper? They're all out." Oh, don't you hate when that happens?
Convenient
Totally.
for your pee
Mm.
as a man.
Maybe he had to poop.
Can't you just
Okay.
shake it? Oh, okay,
Mhm.
Maybe he
fine.
had to go number 2. So the guard leaves his post, heads towards the desk to try to find some toilet paper, and Legere now bursts out of the bathroom, waving a weapon at the guards, shackles all off in the sink. He's completely unencumbered, and he has a sharp metal weapon.
Okay.
Okay, so how did he
What?
do this?
How did-
I
How
mean,
did he do this? Now, Houdini probably would have done it a different way. Legere
yeah.
had a sharpened piece of metal in one of his cigars that he ripped open because they didn't bother to check that. And they
Mhm.
probably should have used the standard metal detector when they did the body cavity search, because in his
Mhm.
rectum was a retractable TV antenna,
Oh my god.
which was sharpened, by the way.
I thought they looked in there though. So when he
They
went back to get
visually,
his
they visually looked, but it was up there. Had they used the antenna, they would have found it.
How? That makes me
Oh.
so uncomfortable.
I'm thinking that
Do you
when
know
he
how
went
much
back,
are twisted? No, but do you know how much our intestines like twist and different? Like how?
and there
Hmm.
was no injuries that I read of, which like you couldn't just even cut him a little.
And then he drove for 2
Yeah.
hours with that up his
Sitting
rectum.
down.
Oh god.
And he didn't look
Ooh.
uncomfortable at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hate the man, you probably didn't care if he looked uncomfortable, right?
Hmm.
So I'll also mention that the chronic ear infections were self-induced. He was pouring his own
I was gonna
urine
say, what was he putting in
his
his
ears.
ear? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also, this is not new. If you
It's
have
gross.
ever heard of like prison break attempts, earring in the ear, that's an old trick.
Oh, I
I don't
didn't
know
know
how
that.
I didn't know that.
I don't know how I know that, but I'm like, oh yeah, like I knew anyway.
Yeah. The next
Okay.
time someone has an ear infection, like, were you just peeing in your ear? Like, what's going on?
Look,
What
we
kinks
told
do
you to
you
stop
have?
doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but like there's some consequences.
Maybe wear earplugs and goggles.
Yeah.
So now once outside, like, I mean, he's on foot. He has his sneakers on, luckily, not his slippers. But, what is he to
Good
do?
for him.
Luckily for him, not luckily for anyone.
He's not
But did he
shuffling
forget his
around.
crossword? Like, I would keep
Yeah.
that.
What happened in the crossword puzzle?
So, that mystery persists to this day. So
Hmm.
once he's outside, he heads for the short line of cars waiting to exit the hospital. When that wooden arm comes down because you have to
Mhm.
pay, because you have to pay at
Mhm.
hospitals because someone's sick or dying, but you have to pay to park there anyway.
Mhm.
So he goes up to this poor woman who's just fucking minding her own business. I actually have no idea if
Mhm.
she was there to visit someone, was leaving the hospital herself, worked there. Um, shoves the weapon in her face, pushes her to the passenger seat. He gets in, and they take off. So, like, that's terrifying.
Oh my
Her
God.
name was Peggy Olive, which is like the
Aw,
coolest
Peggy.
name.
Sounds so cute.
It sounds so like vintage. She's fine. She's not
Okay.
hurt. Like scarred
Okay.
for life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So they drive for a bit. Then all of a sudden, Peggy is pushed out. She's left unharmed, and Legere completely disappeared. So soon enough, this would kick off a 7-month violent crime spree in this small Miramichi
Oh
area.
my God.
God.
7
Where
months?
folks who used to not lock their doors, everyone knew each other, and nothing bad ever happened.
They were changing their tune real quick, weren't
Wow.
Oh, it just, people like were buying guns and bursts for their windows. It was
Yeah.
insane.
I'm glad he didn't
Um,
hurt this lady because I feel like
he makes
easily
up for it
would've.
later, Lindsay. Like, it's not,
I know.
like,
I know,
she's lucky, but I mean, anyone that came across him. And again, there's so much on this case, and other podcasts cover it too. They do like 2-parters. So if you're
Mhm.
interested, other shows will go more in depth.
So where did
Um,
where did the spree, was this in Moncton that it happened? Or
No,
did he
no,
go back to
he went-
Miramichi?
He went back.
I'll tell you right now, if you would just let me
Oh.
fucking talk.
No, you're not talking fast
Absolutely
enough for
not.
me.
If we spoke at a real rate,
I
like
know.
no one could
No
understand.
one would listen to us.
No,
They'd
it'd
be
be a
like, did I have
podcast.
to leave this on fast?
I hear a bunch of chipmunks that are talking. Are you drinking a 1 liter Perrier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So same. I do that too. I'm like, is that weird? I'm not going to share this. This is
And
just
I
for me.
Perrier.
like it warm.
Oh,
Okay, that's
no.
weird.
No,
No.
that's weird.
I like warm water.
You like a lot of things warm.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Warm water. Okay,
It's better
anyway,
for you.
we don't have time to talk about this. And
We
yes,
don't
I've
have time
heard
to
that.
unpack that right now.
I've
Yeah,
heard
we'll
about
talk
that.
about-
I can't.
I mean, that
I
is
can't
water
even get in.
related, which is on theme for the podcast.
There we go.
So
Do you ever see that meme where it's like water will solve all your problems? You have a headache, drink some water. You're really hot, go for a swim. Someone's annoying you, drown them.
Yes.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Okay,
Joke.
back to this fucking serious story, and it's going to get really bad.
okay.
So we are in Chatham, New Brunswick, his hometown, and it's May 28, 1989. Emergency services and the fire department were dispatched to the home of Annie Flam, age 75, and her sister, Nina Flam. Now, I've seen people say Nina. That seems like not right.
No.
I've
Yeah.
also seen sister and sister-in-law. So
Okay.
I don't know. But it's Annie and it's Nina, and there's a bit of an age gap, but they're living
Mhm.
together, living their best lives. They also ran a convenience store out of their home.
Okay.
Okay. Common
That's
occurrence.
the second time he's done this. And I said it's kind of a trend. And yeah, I don't think it comes up again, but like that was weird. Like, why do you love convenience stores so much? So
It's
Flames,
convenient.
Yeah.
Lindsay, that's good, but it's gonna get really sad. So I
Okay. Well,
Can't
then we're
laugh.
So she got it out now.
Yeah.
So flames were pouring out of the upper floor of the small home, and as
Mhm.
firefighters entered in an attempt to control the scene, they came across a gruesome discovery. You're not surprised. We all know where this is going. Both women had been, again, sexually assaulted and beaten so badly that even the local emergency staff teams that were there who knew these women couldn't tell them apart right away because
Oh
their
my
faces were so
God.
destroyed. And I'm not going to go into detail if you're interested in that, which, you know, I have my moments where here and there. It's bad. Like just whatever you're thinking, it's bad, 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 bad. Eventually, they were able to see that it was Annie who had died from her injuries. And I won't even tell you. Picture one is Mr. Legere.
I figured that from
Yeah,
the
I
name.
figured with the name and the
And the-
mugshot.
Yeah. And picture two is Annie. Annie looks
Cute.
British. I can't explain it.
I think she just looks like a typical East Coast grandmother.
I imagine that her suit's powder blue, right?
Oh, I could see that.
So this is poor Annie. So Annie did die, but miraculously, Nina had lived. Again, she
Oh.
was left for dead. She was badly injured, suffered serious burns, smoke inhalation, broken
Oh my
bones,
God.
Jesus.
and again, sexually assaulted. Like, just my God.
the trauma.
She was able to give police information, but in the end, she couldn't really remember much, which I don't think anyone
Yeah.
blames her. She went through an incredibly traumatic
So
event, and she
traumatic.
nearly
your
died.
face was smashed in. Your head probably wasn't forming memories.
Like, she was so close to not making it. They found her halfway down the stairs. Like, she was crawling down and she passed out from the smoke and
Oh
they
my
saved her. Like, she really, I mean, it's a miracle that she lived.
damn.
Police would find semen and other DNA on both of them, which
Mhm.
is just like, oh my God. And at this point, we're in the late 80s. Forensic Files is not quite here. They keep
Mhm.
it because they know, because, you know, some cops are really smart and they're like, we know that this is coming. And to have
Mhm.
that forethought of just, we're going to put this literally on ice and keep it because
Yeah.
we will probably need
Mhm.
it someday, was fantastic.
Yeah, I wonder when like they started knowing that the technology was on the horizon. Like,
I think it was some case in England where someone, again, some probably beautiful, innocent young woman was hurt, injured, murdered. And
Mhm.
I know that they went like in a whole neighborhood and they scooped everybody up and everyone give voluntary swabs and like
Mhm.
4 people didn't. And it was one of those 4, like shocking. And that was the first time DNA was ever used in court to convict someone. So
oh,
I feel
wow.
like it was coming.
Yeah.
Lost my place.
I'm so sorry.
Here we go. Okay, so that was late May. Summer passed with no new leads, but plenty of sightings. I have a
Mhm.
great link that I know Crime Junkie has used, and I also think that Dark Poutine, the podcast, uses this, and it gives you so many more things that happened. And I don't go into all of them, but there were lots of sightings. He was almost ghost-like. He was seen in a field, Cops were called. They got there too late. He
Mm.
was caught peeking in windows of women, which is fucking terrifying. Cops
Yeah.
were called, didn't get there fast enough. He
Mm.
was seen, but always disappearing. He was even chased in the woods, got away. So I don't know how he was able to do this, but a few months and nothing. Actually, more than a few months, because now we're in Newcastle, New Brunswick, which again is in the same area. October 13th, 1989. 7:30 in the morning, a volunteer firefighter of all people was out for a morning walk, and he happened to notice what he thought was smoke emanating from the upper floor of a home. So again, this is going to sound very similar. This would be the home of sisters Linda and Donna Donnie. Spelled a little bit different, but it's Donnie.
Mhm.
They were both in their early 40s, and although police and firefighters arrived quickly, the women had already been killed. Eerily similar to the murder and attack of the Flam sisters, both were sexually assaulted and beaten to death.
Jesus.
One weird note that they were tightly tucked into their beds. They found DNA evidence on their bodies, and then they
Oh.
were tucked into bed incredibly tight. They were already dead at this
wow.
point.
What the fuck?
So picture 3 is Donna, picture 4 is Lisa.
Oh, wow.
Um,
They look so much alike.
Yeah.
Just
like I
to
feel like if
the nose
Donna
for
was
sure.
wearing the same, like if Lisa was wearing the same glasses as Donna,
Yeah.
they'd
I
look-
like how Donna has her hair brushed up and Lisa has her hair brushed down.
There we go. That's how you
oh
tell
yeah,
the difference.
yeah.
This is even creepier. There was some, I guess, some evidence, and it was reported that Legere had a romantic relationship with Linda.
Oh.
Okay.
And
That's
like his
weird.
was his face posted everywhere? I mean, like it's so hard now in the day, like where our technology is at, to remember how
How did we
difficult it
share
probably
that
was to like get this information.
information
Yeah, it was like posters and
yeah.
America's Most Wanted, and like
That
it
actually-
gets put on the news
Right.
somewhere.
That actually comes up a little later. So,
Mhm.
because he had a very particular look, and it's incredible that, everyone makes fun of like Superman. He just like takes off his glasses and they're like, oh, Clark, it's you. Hi. But he did a couple things that changed his appearance, and people literally didn't know who he was.
So he doesn't look like this first.
Well, it's hard to know because again, they show up, they don't know it's him. They don't have any DNA yet. They have it
Yeah.
in their possession, but they don't know. But they're just putting things together, knowing that he escaped. And just based on the Glendenning murder and attack, just everything is very, very similar. I mean, that's what cops do. They look for patterns, and then
Yeah.
especially
So it's like
in a
we
small
assume
town.
it's him, but we can't definitively say, so we can't really put his. But I mean, you can still put him
Exactly.
out as being at large. Like, hey,
They-
all
they
this
were
is happening, and also this
suspects.
person
There
is still
was.
at
And he's-
large.
There was even
he-
like a Crime Stoppers.
We're not
like, there was a tip
saying.
line.
yeah, but he did.
Ev-
escape from
everyone
prison.
knew, quote unquote, everyone knew that it was Allan, and they were on the lookout.
Mhm.
I mean, kind of speaking of what we just were talking about. So now the Miramichi area is in full panic mode. The community just knew that this had to be Legere. They feared that he was hiding in the woods, which he was. And that was best
A
case
lot of
scenario.
woods.
Worst case scenario, they thought someone was helping him hide. Maybe
Oh,
like
that's what I was
keeping them.
wondering, if there was like some sort of family member or something still alive, or
So I don't think he had any family that I know of. And we find out later that he was, in fact, in the woods. He had multiple campsites that he was moving from to like keep
Okay.
people guessing. And it was so bad that they actually canceled Halloween.
wow. Well,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
I get it.
completely
Yeah.
completely agree. And not that he
Yeah.
was ever going after kids, but imagine, a woman on her own. I don't know. Just it's not worth it.
No, I get it. Yeah, you don't want
From
somebody.
from what I read, the kids they were fine. They went to
Okay.
like church hall and they did.
Yeah,
their
but
thing.
no, you're still protecting the community in that way, because random people knocking on your door and you're opening it because it's
Oh my
Halloween,
God.
and like all it takes is
Right.
for someone to
Yeah.
be in a rural area and he does it there, and they're like, oh, like random children.
And a small town, of course, you just open the door. You're not going to check
Mhm.
first.
Or he could be dressed up and they wouldn't know it's
Oh
him.
my
Yeah,
God,
that
it's even
too.
scarier. Well, remember that case? Was it in Texas where someone showed up dressed as a clown and shot a woman? And I don't want to ruin it if you don't know.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
I do know
I
the
do remember
case.
this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just number one, clowns. Like that's number one.
Mhm.
Yeah. Never open
okay.
a door
For a clown.
No,
for
especially not for a
Just
clown.
never
remember,
open a door.
Remember, never meet a man.
Never
Remember
meet a man, never open a
2016
door.
when clowns were just everywhere and they were just scaring people.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I did not like that
I'm
time.
glad that did not happen where we were.
That was the darkest timeline for
Do you
sure.
know that there are people that they used to hire clowns to scare their children when they were like doing bad things? This is like an actual, you can look it up.
Oh my
I think they
God.
Is
were
this you
doing,
Do you
confessing?
hate your
it
kids?
was me.
Like, what's going on?
No, I know. It's like, I know. Like, you're literally terrifying them for, I don't know. It was so disturbing. Anyways,
That's
I
never
don't know if
happened to
they're
me,
still
and I'm
allowed
still
to.
as terrified.
I won't talk
Um,
about it anymore.
I would dress up as
Yeah,
a clown
sorry.
for Halloween, but yeah,
Oh, you would do great makeup for that.
I know.
Yeah.
I've
You would
wanted
make
to.
it look very cool, I'm sure.
But I wouldn't go near you. Like, I wouldn't see you that day.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
We're back in Chatham Head, New Brunswick, November 16th, 1989. So, not too long after. The parishioners are beginning to get restless and a little worried. Father James Smith is late for Mass, and he's never late. He also lives on the property in the Rectory of the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary Church
no.
in Chatham Head, New Brunswick. When naming a church, maybe pick 2 words and then call it church instead of the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary Church.
Yes.
Just anyway.
Yes.
So again, small town, everyone knows everyone. So if you have the churchgoers, like say, well, let's just go to his home. It's literally across the parking lot. So they head over, and I think we all figured out what was going to happen. They find the Roman Catholic priest dead on the floor, badly beaten. The rectory safe had been broken into. So again, a safe. I mean, safe. It's of course that's where the money is kept. But just there's always a little thread, and the priest's car was also stolen. Now this is so disturbing. So if that was enough juicy grossness for you, you can like plug your ears. But Father Smith's body was examined, and it was determined that Legere had jumped on his chest repeatedly, completely crushing the 69-year-old's chest.
Oh my
That'd be
God.
so
He
terrible.
also
Fuck.
slashed at his face with a knife.
Oh my God. What the
Oh.
fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
I couldn't help
mean,
but think of what
Clearly
that would
disturbed.
feel like to jump on someone's chest purposefully trying to like it made me
Mm.
almost like physically ill. So I'm
Was
not gonna say
Terrifier
I mean, it-
like based on this? Like, that's what that sounds like.
Oh, maybe.
This could definitely be like a Terrifier killing.
You can break someone's ribs fairly easily, even if you're doing CPR. It's not. It's almost recommended that you are breaking a rib with how hard you're going, giving compression.
safe to say that Legere was
This-
not doing that.
This is why if you have an elderly parent and they're not doing well, please make them DNR, because we're just going to hurt them more if we have to try and resuscitate them.
Oh,
Okay.
my grandma has that right now. I mean,
Yeah.
because she's really old and she would hate to be resuscitated, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, we
but-
do. They're so
like she
frail.
wants
We
to go
do more damage.
peacefully, like to go like with someone smashing your chest in is not how she would want to go.
No,
No.
that oh my god! And then she said deal with healing, and she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
"You should
and
have
then-
let me die."
That's
So I
exactly
assume she
what
would
she would have
say.
said. Right.
Yeah.
If I told her
She
every
wakes up
time
just
I come to
angry
visit,
at you guys.
I'm like, do not say grandma, I'm coming to visit you. So like,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to stick around.
But as soon as I leave, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, but if it gets close to my next visit again, then you're all. Then
then you have to
no,
hold on.
You're back on. You're
Grandma,
with
what
us.
I'm trying to say is that it's all about me. If you
Yeah.
could just, and also your birthday
Nobody else
check
in the
is late.
family matters. Your patient.
That $10
I love my
is going
grandma.
to cash
though.
itself. I know.
I want
I'm
her
just-
to stay here forever, but I know that's not fair.
All my grandparents
push
are
that.
dead, so I'm just jealous of you, and I'm taking it out on you.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna enjoy my last one.
Picture
Yeah.
5 is the most priest-looking priest I've ever seen in my
Oh,
life.
yeah. Yeah, he is. Oh, he kind of looks like
Yeah.
Martin, Steve Martin a little bit. I see a little bit of Steve Martin there, and there's
Oh,
somebody else mixed with it.
I was gonna. I can see a little bit of Steve Martin, but I think a little someone else. I can't think of who.
I know it's
I
somebody
know.
else famous.
Hmm.
Anyways, we'll think of it later.
Listeners, look on the Instagram page, or if you're on this video right now watching,
Tell us who it is.
Hi.
It's Steve
Yeah,
Martin
who
mixed
does
with
this
somebody
man
else.
look like?
I wouldn't say Steve Martin, but he has a face where I'm like, you're a priest, and like I know you. Does that make sense? Anyway, so the very next day, November 17th, we have one of those like curse at the sky kind of moments,
Oh God.
and it is from a court transcript. I lifted this from the University of New Brunswick's law library. It's from the trial, and it's so good that I'm just going to read the whole thing. It's literally a paragraph. It's a Megan-sized paragraph, and I'm going to
Perfect.
really try to do the French. And
Oh
If you
God.
didn't know,
Mm.
there's Quebec, but New Brunswick also is very, very French. I think it's what half 50. Is it half
Well,
French?
it's the only bilingual
province.
province.
I knew. I said it first. I knew it. But also the French there is so different, like in a bad way.
Because it's
So
Acadian French.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
franglais.
yes. So what I thought I would do is that I'm going to read this as if it's kind of franglais. I mean, no disrespect, but it's about this asshole. So
Yeah.
I just feel like it's fine.
I love it too because I can understand it because there's just enough English that.
Oh well, this is all in English, but there's some French words. So I feel like
I thought you were like gonna read in French for some reason. I don't know.
that's
why.
hilarious. You thought that?
That would be
Absolutely
painful.
not.
Translate later.
Okay. And
Okay, go
also
ahead.
shout out to my favorite stepmom in the entire world, Erin. Erin does listen occasionally. Hi, Erin.
Hi, Erin.
Hi,
She
Erin.
grew up in Moncton, and she has so many funny stories about just her childhood and teen years with the franglais experience. And anyway, it's good. So hopefully she hears this.
Aw.
So at 2:25 a.m. in Rivière-du-Loup, Quebec, plainclothes officers Constable Regis Cote, Richard Paul, and Constable Francois Gallant boarded the 9-car train looking for a heavy-set man with dark hair, maybe a beard, or a mustache. At 4:45 a.m., about 18 officers checked the train in semi-darkness looking for someone with tattoos of an eagle head and a star on his right forearm. And an eagle, 2 eagles, on his right bicep.
He likes eagles.
Passenger number 30 matched generally, but wasn't near the 200 pounds of the description. His name was Fernand Sauvois Aboutouche, and he was asked to roll up his right sleeve to the elbow. There was no tattoo. The description given to police had an error. That tattoo was on the left forearm.
Oh my God.
Leonard Doucette and his crew found the pair of work boots and the winter parka, both very wet, hidden behind plywood that morning.
All right, kids. This is why you learn left and right. Okay.
Yes.
It probably was just one of those things where, if you don't do like the left L, but he literally could have been
Or
caught.
they went, it was my right when I was looking at it. So
Also, your French accent in English is very good, Megan.
yeah,
I
it's
would believe
franglais.
It's
you were
franglais.
You were
So
yeah.
if that sounded really bad, it's because that is how it sounds.
Yeah.
If you're in Moncton, okay?
Yeah,
If you're-
I'm sure if you're from France, that's how it probably sounds to you.
Even if you're from Quebec, and like the French hate Quebec, but Quebec hates New Brunswick.
God.
It's a
I
thing.
know. Like they actually it was
They
funny 'cause
really
when I
do.
was in France, like if I said I was from Canada, they'd be like, "Oh, Quebec," and like laugh. I'm like, I'm
You
not from
stupid
Quebec.
idiots.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, they're like, well, where are you from? I'm like, Nova Scotia. Like, must be near Quebec. I'm like, not really, but like,
But I
Well,
guess.
in
I
terms
mean,
of the
like,
whole
but I'm also
country,
like, I
like,
feel
yeah.
like I like Quebec. I'm like,
Like,
I don't want you making fun of it.
I'm closer to Quebec than BC. You are
Yeah.
correct.
Like,
Yeah.
what are your terms? Because
It's-
you're not wrong.
It's funny
Right.
because, Vadim speaks French, but he learned French. And
Oh.
That's
even
the
though
good
he
stuff.
grew up here and lived in Montreal for a while. But anyways, when
Bonjour,
he
hi.
said he really does not like the Montreal accent or like how they
It's
speak
easier
French
to
either.
learn. Yeah,
And-
French in France.
And when we went to visit my mom and he
Yeah.
was hearing them speak French there, he was like, I can't understand a word.
Because
Like,
it's not French.
he's like,
Yeah.
what is this? And what is this accent?
I hope that I made all the New Brunswick listeners proud because
Yeah.
it's all said with love because it's just so, I mean, like I'm from Cape Breton and I lived in
Yeah.
Newfoundland. So like we know bad accents and just, it's all love, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
But
a part
like
of our
but
Canadian heritage.
it's like, I don't want to say nails on a chalkboard. Anyway, let's move on. So 2 weeks later, I can't believe he almost got caught. He literally the cops were
Yeah.
with him. And what did I say?
That's
At
crazy.
18 people. And
Wow.
because the tattoo wasn't on the right arm, but it was on the correct arm. Anyways.
Like, why would they
I
just
know.
not be cautious and be like, roll up
Both
all your
arms!
sleeves?
It
Just
takes
roll up all
literally-
your sleeves.
it takes
Yeah.
2 seconds to see if a woman
Because
was
even
in
then, you
charge.
could be like, okay, well, they said it's on the wrong one, but I'm going to hold you here just in case. Just in
Right.
maybe let's roll up to the next part, too.
Just in case like a human made an error.
Error. Yeah.
Error.
Never happened.
I didn't give a spoiler, but I said like if a woman was in charge. So just save that for later.
Okay.
I just winked for those that are listening. About 2 weeks later, on November 23rd, the terror inflicted by the monster of the Miramichi would come to an end. 7 months.
Jesus fucking
Wow.
Christ.
In St. John, New Brunswick, not St. John's, that's in Newfoundland, St.
Mhm.
John, New Brunswick,
There's one.
Legere would hop in a cab and tell the driver to take him to Moncton. Now, this is an hour and a half drive, so like that's freaking far.
Yeah.
But-
I'd be like, pay me up front.
Well, okay, so that's kind of exactly what happened. So, 1.5 hour drive, 152 kilometers, 93 miles, or 70,370 shacks.
Now I
Thank
can
you.
understand how far that is.
So now
yeah.
you can visualize.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So the driver, Ron Gomke, Gomke. Gomk?
Gom.
I'm gonna say Gomke.
Yeah, sure.
Gomke?
I don't know.
Maybe I just call him Ron.
Let's
Ron
just do
Gronk?
that.
Ronnie boy.
Yeah.
Ron and
Ronald.
Ron is a good guy. Okay, so if I say Gomke, Gomke, or Ron, it's all the same person. So Ron, who has a great last name, he knows this is not a usual request. This is extremely outside of what would normally be
Probably
acceptable.
especially for then.
For 89, what did we say?
Yeah.
So he calls with dispatch and he confirms he's allowed to take this fare. They say, sure, it's going to be $100. And then Ron goes tell Legere, okay, it's going to be $100. He doesn't know who Legere is. He's just like,
Yeah.
a, kind of crazy guy.
Right.
He says, sure, I can take you. It's going to be $100. So then Legere throws a gun into his face and says, I am Allan Legere and you're taking me to Moncton and I'm not paying you. And he was like, holy shit, no problem. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Get on
Don't
in.
Kill me. You make a compelling argument.
You know what? I see what you're laying down and I'm going to pick it up.
You're going to give me an offer I can't refuse. I got it.
Nice.
You know, you could have just asked politely because this is a
Mike,
small
do
town.
I know you? Allan Legere.
Dad? No, sorry. And just to mention the weather, because Legere is pressuring Gomke, aka Ron, aka cab driver, to drive faster, because he's in a rush to get to Moncton because I guess his plan was to hop on a train to the Middle East.
A train?
We don't even get close to that, so we're not even going to touch it.
Wait.
So Legere.
Wait.
Also, Legere, you probably wouldn't get along well in the Middle East.
You can't take a train there.
No.
Yeah.
A plane.
Oh, I heard a train.
I thought
to the-
train. I heard train too. I was like, that is.
Yeah,
his
I was
plan
like,
is
this-
flawed.
I
Rewind-
School has failed.
Rewind
him.
rewind the tape. Did I say train?
I'm gonna
I
put
meant
it right back
train.
in here. If you said train,
Hop on a train to the Middle East.
yeah.
Both Chantel and I heard train. So I'm not saying you didn't say train,
Say-
but I'm
yeah,
just saying
however.
the odds are against you.
Maybe he thought he was going to get a train, and that's why Ron was like,
I mean,
what?
I wouldn't put it past him, but I'm just confused. How
I
bad
mean,
was he
but
at
in
maps?
general, first step is to
Like,
get to
I'm
Moncton.
bad at maps, but like, how bad is he at maps?
You are bad at
Yeah.
maps, but you're not this bad.
Mm-hmm.
So first step is to get to Moncton, and Legere is like, go, pedal to the metal, and it is a classic East Coast snowstorm. So
Oh, great,
roads are
great.
covered in ice.
Brutal.
The visibility is zero. It's snowy. It's blowy. Now, if you're at home with a book and a fire, it's lovely.
Beautiful.
But if you're in a
Yes.
cab with a gun held to your chest with a murder in the back, I would
Stressful.
say not so good. Just a little stressful. So as they are driving around, likely stress and weather were factors. Ron loses control of the cab and they hit a snowbank.
Fair.
No one's hurt.
Okay.
So Legere
That sucks.
grabs his kidnapped victim. Well, no one's hurt in this instance. They head outside. They wave down another unsuspecting driver. It's a young woman, of
Oh.
course.
Oh.
She's like, no problem, I'll help you. Hop in. Because again,
Oh,
East
it's
Coast,
the
so
80s.
nice.
In
As
East
they
Coast,
get-
yeah.
As they get in, he says, we're heading to Montreal. We're heading to Moncton
Oh.
by train. No, we're heading to Moncton. Can you take us? And she's like, of course. It's only an hour and a half away. Why wouldn't I? But I'm going to need gas first. And then he,
Yeah.
same move, pulls out the gun and says, you better watch out. I'm Allan Legere. And she goes, I should tell you, I'm an RCMP officer.
Wow.
She was an RCM. Wow.
What are the odds of that?
That is, well, I guess, like, why else would somebody be driving in that snowstorm?
Yeah.
She was off duty. Because, like, he wouldn't get in this car
I
willingly.
also I feel like it would have made more sense for him to, in theory, tell her after she gets gas, because that's just an opportunity for this to all
He
fall
thinks of
apart.
this because Legere is super smart. So him and his two
Yeah,
friends are
he's
in
gonna
this
take a
car.
train to the Middle East.
It's terrible. It's okay. We're gonna roll the tape back and see what I said. Hop on a train to the Middle East. It's terrible weather, as I just said. So she's driving. They're kind of getting turned around, and she says, like, I wasn't kidding. I'm going to need gas. We don't have enough gas. Now it's against my will, but we need gas. They
Mhm.
find a gas station. They head there. Legere takes the keys. You're not going to go anywhere. You're my ride. You're my human shield. He takes the keys. He goes in to pay for gas. As he's inside, Michelle says, I have the spare keys right here. Do you want to go?
What a fucking idiot.
She confirms with Ron because, I mean,
That
he's
he
in this.
doesn't want to stay with
Well,
Allan Legere.
or like, I
on
mean, I would be
this
terrified because he
murder
has a
spree.
gun. Like, what if I go, start the car and then he runs out and kills me? So she says, Ron, are you doing this? He goes, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So they take off, and because she's an RCMP officer, I guess she knows where all the emergency phones are, all the outposts are. So she drives off and she heads to one right away. Legere is like, shit.
My only car.
Not
This
that
could only
smart.
happen to me. Not his only car, his second car. Don't forget the other car got crashed.
I
and
mean,
he's like,
there at this
Yeah.
gas station.
why does this always happen to me? It's okay. And like he's freaking toast. So
Good.
now, having been ditched, like the loser he is, Legere needed a third ride. He finds a massive transport truck. Brian Golding, poor guy. He's lucky number 3.
God.
Legere runs up, same words as before. You're taking me to Moncton. Here's my gun. I'm Allan Legere. He's telling everyone now because you can tell he is proud of the fear that he's caused. And this
Yeah.
is a thread throughout the rest of his life.
Oh,
He
great.
is he's impressed with himself.
It's his notoriety now.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
He loves
So-
the reputation.
They hop in and they don't get far because beautiful Michelle, she got her shit together, and now there's roadblocks on roadblocks, cop cars on cop cars, and he can't go anywhere. They have to come to a stop because there's nowhere to go. Brian jumps out and he's like, "That's Allan Legere." They're like, "We know," because he's
Yeah.
been telling
That's
everybody
why we're
he's told
here.
on this road. But it was
Yeah.
apparently he was like, "That's the guy." It's like, thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a little late to the party,
Helped.
but thanks.
We know, but we really appreciate it. I'm
star.
so glad that none of these people got killed or hurt.
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
It was just pretty much, I need a car.
Yeah.
You could have stolen the car, but anywho. So in the early
Yeah, why
hours
didn't
of,
he?
He doesn't like to drive in storms.
I mean, he even stole the priest car.
Yeah.
Father Smith, he stole that car. So I don't know why. I think he probably wanted
Maybe-
a hostage.
Also, like if
Mhm.
he stole the car, then unless he killed the person, it would be like an alert out quicker. Whereas if the person's with him, maybe. He
Oh,
figures he
fair,
could
fair,
get
fair. But I mean, he's still
farther,
and
but
then
he
if
could
he's
have killed
driving, he
them.
can't
Like
hold
it's
the
not
gun
like
on
he's.
Also, it's the late
I don't
80s
know.
where things are a lot slower than normal. So
He
someone
could have
doesn't
driven
show
with
up.
just a dead person in the car. He could have literally shot the person, said get over, shoots them,
Right.
and then just takes the car. Listen, I'm not trying to give ideas here. I'm just a little
No,
Not at all.
surprised
I
at how
mean,
things went down.
Maybe he thought there was some purpose for them later on, like you could get stuff out of them, money, stuff like that.
I don't know why he wouldn't kill them instantly, other than the fact that then the body is a problem right then. And if he's driving with the dead
Mm.
body in the car, that's a huge problem.
Yeah,
Depending
maybe
on where he picks them up, he could have killed someone in a secluded area, then in the trunk. But I think the idea was that he wanted to get out of the area because then
Yeah.
they're not likely to come across anything that will connect him.
And maybe he
Mhm.
didn't have a silencer, so the gunshot would have alerted
I
people.
don't even know if he was thinking
maybe.
that far ahead because
don't know.
he's an idiot. So November 24th, in the early hours, police, like I said, set up roadblocks. They caught him without incident. He surrendered because at this point he's like, what else am I going to do? But again, I think that he surrendered because he's like, I want to be alive because I want to, be in the press. I want to hear my story. I
Mm.
want to scare other prisoners. And he continues to be an asshole, by the way. Picture 2 is shortly after the arrest. And I mean, his shirt, it could be buttoned higher, in my opinion. It's
He does look quite a bit different though, than the first
Yeah.
Right.
one.
And
Yeah,
there was another time where he like had lost a lot of weight and cut his hair really short, like during that 7 months.
Mhm.
And someone who knew him very well saw the thing like a photo, a supposed photo, and he's like, I never would have thought that that would be
Yeah,
Allan
he looks
Legere.
completely different from the first photo. I mean, the
Yeah.
beard is all shaved off, obviously, so that
Mhm.
really makes you look different.
Right.
But
It's
oh
got
my
like a
god.
weird mullet now. I mean, he
Oh, I didn't even
doesn't
notice it
look,
was a mullet. Oh my god, it is.
yeah. Like he still looks gross to me.
Yeah,
But like
just
he's
different.
not as disheveled as the first photo. Like
Yeah.
he's
Like,
clearly
He
been
looks wild in
getting
the first
he's
one.
not, well, I don't know, we'll say pampered maybe, but he's been like
Fed.
showering maybe.
Yeah. Like not living in the woods.
But
Yeah,
also just
cutting
like
his hair.
this goes to tell me like why if they're only like blasting the first photo everywhere or photos that look like that, like you
Yeah,
could
I
very
wouldn't
easily
know it's
see
the
this
same
man and not
person.
think it's him.
Exact. That's
Especially
a
with
good
men,
point.
there's so much that they can do with like facial hair, glasses. Like women, it's really just hair, and that's it.
Makeup, contacts.
Mhm.
So the following, well, this is 89. I'm not sure if the context back then would be like super easy to.
Yeah, that's fair.
The following August, Legere would have 9 years added to his sentence for escaping custody,
That's
kidnapping,
it.
and assault. That though 9 years just for the
Okay.
escaping part.
Okay.
November 20th, 1990, he's charged with the 4 murders of Annie Fram, Linda, and Donnie, and Father James Smith. He's sentenced to life in prison. But like I said, it's weird here. It's up to 25 years, and then you can apply for parole. Doesn't mean you're going to get it, but like life does not mean life. And we all hate it. Yes, we all hate it. Currently, he's in a maximum security prison, and he continues to be an absolute menace, frequently breaking the rules, fighting, continuously planning escapes, and attempting to attack female security guards.
Of course. The only good thing about that is that it means that he's less likely to be released.
Well, I'll cover that in actually 1 second. There was actually a plan found out, like multiple plans, where he had, I don't know if he was like writing notes, like what he was doing, but he was planning on kidnapping a female security guard to use her to get out. And so there was warned, like, don't go anywhere near him. And they didn't know exactly which person, but just it's like he's actively planning all the time. On January 31st, 2001, he was denied parole. So that's good to know. He has never apologized, shown remorse, or taken any responsibility for his actions. His case was one of the first instances in Canadian judicial history, Lindsay, fix that, where DNA evidence contributed to a conviction. He's currently classified as a dangerous offender, which in Canada means that you are the most violent kind of criminal, very likely to reoffend, and incredibly unlikely to ever get parole. Like kind of once you're determined to be a dangerous offender, you're in prison forever. I think there
Yeah.
could be parole hearings, but it's almost like just so that they can say, hey, we did it. And he will hopefully continue to have a terrible time in prison until he dies.
I hope someone pees in his ear and he gets another ear infection.
Yeah. Like one, like constantly, like forever.
But instead of like, letting him go to a doctor, they just give him like amoxicillin and like Flintstone.
Yeah.
And be like,
A Flintstone vitamin.
Yep.
Put it in your ear.
Yeah.
See if it helps.
And no more freaking puzzle books.
Oh my God. That's so disturbing that he was at large for
Yeah.
so long in such a
Like 7
small
months.
town.
He should be serving like 7, was it 7 people, right?
Yep.
Yeah, consecutive.
Consecutive.
Instead of congruent, I
and
know.
no possibility of parole. Like,
Congruent?
just you die in there. You're not safe out and about. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an expert and I'm not a lawyer or involved in the criminal justice system yet, but he will not ever leave prison. But it's just one of those things like human rights or some shit that they will let him have parole hearings.
Did he get any charges for the assaults as well? Like, I know that he got charged for the murders, but did he get charged for the people that lived?
Yes, but there was only DNA in a few of the cases, and sometimes there's just not evidence. Like if you look on paper,
Okay,
I
but
know.
if they killed my sister and I was also there,
This
you're
is
telling
not-
me that
She couldn't remember anything. I know. Listen, how it works, and I know that you know this because we all consume a lot of true crime content.
yeah.
Is that well, it's just sometimes there's so much information and there's lots of bits and pieces.
it's
and
let's
they
get
have
them on what we can. I know.
exactly.
I know.
And also, it's looking at the big picture. I couldn't imagine if my family was a part of this and my family didn't get that, gavel thrown down. Like, but in general, all that really matters is that he is in prison. He will never leave, and he can't hurt anyone outside of prison, at least,
Right.
ever again. I
I
understand.
think
I totally agree, but
Yeah,
I think
and to
we
some
really should.
families,
Oh, go
oh,
ahead.
I was gonna say for some families, it's like they don't want to have to relive it and go
yeah,
to
That's
trial
fair.
again.
they don't
And
want
That's
to
fair.
testify or give a victim impact statement, but I mean, we can even, like, we never go super deep into the actual trials because that in itself could be a whole separate episode. But
yeah,
it's one of those things where I think that if you wanted to speak, you likely could. And I mean, it's a small community, so everyone kind of came together. But I think some people are like, I want to just forget it and move on, whereas some want to fight, fight, fight. And so
Mm,
it's never good. Like, this is like the worst thing that's ever going to
mhm,
happen to your family.
right.
So I think the fact that he's off the streets, that is as good as it can be in most cases. And sometimes, they never catch the person that hurts your family or hurts your loved one.
Yeah,
That's
Um,
true.
just insane that he escaped kind of easily,
I know.
like incredibly easily.
Yeah, like who's buying these stories?
It
Like
just
I
sloppy
guess
work. It's sloppiness.
Oh, I didn't even mention
yeah.
that the guards were unarmed.
What?
What?
Sorry. Give them
How?
that like baton, at least, that,
Yeah,
shin breaker thing.
that does not make sense to
Yep. So
transport like a
get
dangerous
mad that four
criminal with.
people died for nothing and one person probably has life altering
Mm.
injuries,
Yeah.
and they terrify a town, and that all could have been prevented if he was given a body scan correctly.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
That's
And then
But
later,
you
if
know what?
someone knew left and right,
you live and
some
learn,
stuff
I
could have
guess.
been.
Oh yeah,
Stopped
Chantel.
earlier.
Well, and the fact too that there was a metal detector item that they could have
Yeah.
scanned. And there was like, your butthole looks fine. I think
Yeah.
we're okay.
Cough for me.
Yeah, it's like
So
someone didn't want to fully do their
nope.
job, maybe.
That's Allan Legere, and he's in prison. Probably will die there,
Mhm.
so that's at least good.
Yeah.
And if you have a local serial killer that tormented a town, let us know. Maybe we'll
Mhm.
cover it. It's kind of scary
Yes.
doing
We
one
don't
that was
want
this
to read
close.
about it in some
No,
ways, but we also
But we
but also
do.
we do. But also we
do.
do. Oh my God.
There's a
have-
reason why we
wait.
started this.
I have another one that
Yes.
takes place in Moncton that's even more sad that I will also cover
Oh,
one
wow.
day.
Okay.
Oh, you guys know this one. It's more
Oh,
recent.
Oh, I think I know which one it is because you've had it on
Is
your
that
list
the
and
one
keep
you
putting it off.
mentioned
Yeah.
before?
I may have.
Okay.
It's about another piece of shit asshole that once was a kid that needed a lot of help and everyone fucked off. And now he did all kinds of bad shit. So it's kind of on society, but like whatever. That's a story for a different time.
Right, like Chantel
Take
said
care of your
earlier,
kids.
like you choose what you do with when you're dealt with shitty cards in life. But
But
I
there's
mean,
always a point on that track, Lindsay. Always a point on that track. Well, not always, sorry. I would say most times there's
yeah,
a point on that track because these people are not born, they are created. The
Mhm.
ones that are born,
yes.
like even Dexter wasn't born, we all saw the
Yeah.
first scene. Like,
I mean,
so there's
maybe
always a
there are
point.
some mental health things that you can be born with, but I think a lot of it is
There is.
environmental
Yes.
and
What's it called? Generational trauma is passed down, they even know, through DNA as well. But
that
it still
too.
somehow then comes into how is that nurtured too.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
Men will do
anyways.
anything but go to therapy.
Yeah.
Okay, and like that, we're gonna say goodbye because Lizzie's
'Cause
gonna go
Liz's
see a
gotta go.
movie and have a date night.
She's
And
gonna
I'm
go check out Pedro.
That's
God.
right. I'm guys
so
jealous.
my brother
Yes.
who never listens sent me some meme about like how Pedro might be hiding something. I'm like, you take his name out of your goddamn mouth. He's
Yeah.
perfect, and unless otherwise, and then
He
I
must remain
will-
perfect forever.
I'll cross
I
that
will
bridge when I get to
not
it.
Allow
Yeah.
it.
Nope, Pedro forever.
I will
don't
need
care
a
if that
lot of
makes you basic.
therapy if that comes out, okay?
Yeah, and if
Mhm.
you have info on Pedro, don't tell me. I'd
Yeah.
rather be in the dark.
unless
Okay,
it's
we're gonna say
good.
goodbye.
Yeah,
Listen,
yes,
next
of course.
week. I don't know what Chantel has planned. Maybe it's
I have
sad.
something I think it's gonna make us mad.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
So get fired up.
Or
That's normally
it's a
you
common
guys both-
trend around
You guys
here.
both make me mad. I make
Yeah.
myself mad too.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen next week. Please like this on
Everything.
Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Comment. We love your comments, please. It's mostly
Thank
me that
you.
responds on Instagram, but Chantel's all over the YouTube. Lindsay's
Yeah,
all
so-
over
yep.
the YouTube. So just
Well,
please, we
no,
love you.
That's all Chantel and you
Lindsay,
too.
I was trying to give you a break and you just called yourself out. I'm a girl's girl.
If
I was
anyone
like, Lindsay's
wants to
all up in there.
comment on, I could open up comments on our website.
There you
Oh,
go.
then I can
Lindsay
respond to
covers the
those.
website.
There we go.
But just tell us, you know, when you're listening, what you're listening to. We love talking to you guys. And there's a few that I feel like
We
we extra
love-
getting to know really
Tell
well.
us what
and
you
it's
hate.
fun.
We're okay
Yes,
with negative
tell us who
feedback.
you
We
hate.
might make fun of you later if you just
Who
tell
do you
us
hate
that
at
it's-
work?
Yeah.
Tell me who you hate at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Tell us the tea.
Oh my God, please. Okay, but listen.
Okay.
Yeah, stop being
We gotta
friends. We
go.
don't have time
Okay.
for this. Okay.
Okay.
Love you guys.
Okay,
See
love
you
you.
next Wednesday.
Bye.
Thursday. Thank you for listening today. We loved having you. If you liked the episode, share with your friends, family, or anyone who would enjoy it. Also, take a moment to review our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Leaving us a like or comment really helps. If you'd like to buy us a coffee, please visit our coffee page at www.ko-fi.com/coastfiles. Email us at coastfilespod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at coastfilespod, or visit our website at www.coastfiles.com. You can find the sources for today's episode on our website. See you next week with a new episode.